Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In our last video, we covered the essentials of building a sorcerer. Today, let's dive deeper and discuss stat prioritization. One of the biggest questions I get is, should I focus on ignore magic defense, magic penetration, or raw magic attack? To answer this, we'll do a little experiment and compare our damage output against monsters with high and low magic defense. Before we dive into the video, I have a quick favor to ask. If you find this video helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel, liking this video, and leaving a comment. Your support will help YouTube's algorithm recommend our videos to a wider audience, allowing us to create more content. Thanks for your help. If the question was what stats are important for sorcerers, it would be easier to answer. I would just say, get everything. Simple as that. But telling this to a free-to-play player that has only few Zeni would either mean destroying his build, which later on makes him quit because he ran out of funds to fix his character, or, which is worst, you made him spend real cash by topping up just to fix his build. Before we answer the main issue here, let me walk you through how I built my character. This will give you a better understanding when you create your own in the future. Studying and understanding the real nature of each classes is really important when making a build. Some would work, but few will stand out. I am not saying that you should not try to explore and experiment with your builds. What I am saying here is, know what is your priority, whether it is stats, skills, or equipment. Then from there, you can start to explore. Another thing to consider is that some builds will not work on this game, considering that our style of leveling is killing high-level monsters, which means character builds that are focused on single-target kills are the way to go. You don't want to cast AoE spells on high-level mobs unless you want to die. Now that we understand our situation, things are starting to make more sense. We need to build our Sage or Sorcerer using the auto-attack build. If we will just use our common sense, we can't use Bolter since it would take a lot of cast time reduction and ignore magic defense just to make our Sage effective. Like I said earlier, you need to kill high-level monsters to level effectively. So instead, during our early levels, you should focus on magic attack and attack speed. Auto spell doesn't have cooldown or cast time, so even if it has low chance to proc, it is still far better than a Bolter Sage or a Wizard. Magic attack is the only stat you need during the lower levels, since most monsters also have lower magic defense, which means magic attack is your priority. If you are transitioning from Sage to Professor and already have decent magic attack, does this mean you need to transition your investment from magic attack to ignore magic defense or magic penetration? The simple answer is no. You are asking why. My first answer is, ignore magic defense stats are difficult to obtain from equipment and cards, whereas raising your magic attack stat should be less problematic since you already have invested on it since your early days as a mage. So even just using Orleans Gown will boost your damage significantly. My second answer is, we already have the mental agitation skill, so why focus heavily on ignore magic defense? Again, we're considering the perspective of a free-to-play player here. As a spender, I'd likely invest in all stats, but when choosing between significantly increasing magic attack or ignore magic defense, I'd prioritize magic attack every time. Even small increases in magic attack, like the 10% boost from the Orleans Gown, can significantly impact your damage output, especially for free-to-play players. Aside from that, here's my logic to this. I know most players are chasing critical hits for their sorcerers, but honestly, a sorcerer's burst damage doesn't come from auto-attack crits. It primarily comes from their spell bolts. And since we have high attack speed and Magic Fist guarantees 10 spell bolts, it's more efficient to focus on raising magic attack stats and let mental agitation do its job. Again, If you're unfamiliar with mental agitation, it reduces the target's magic defense with each hit within 6 seconds, stacking until the target's defense reaches 0. While items like pocket watch and monocle can increase critical hits, I believe prioritizing magic attack is more practical. Think about it. Critical hits are based on chance, while magic attack provides consistent damage output. And since we're focusing on a free-to-play approach, maximizing consistent damage is more sustainable. Furthermore, increasing magic attack not only boosts your main spells, but also enhances other skills like Warm Breeze. That's why I don't prioritize items like Exorcism Sachet. I find them less practical. Anyway, let's have a little experiment. 3 damage test. First test, I will equip my Sage Diary without cards, just the weapon. Second test, I will use Sage Diary with 2 Firebird Cheery card, which gives a total of 40% ignore magic defense. Third test, Sage Diary without cards but with +6 Orleans Gown. We will test it on high and low magic defense monsters. Let's begin. Did you notice how refined magic attack significantly boosts your damage, and how mental agitation really closes the gap when using lower ignore magic defense equipment compared to higher ones? This makes me think that investing in magic attack and upgrading my weapon and accessories might be more practical, cheaper, and much easier than focusing heavily on ignore magic defense. So again, as a free-to-play, is it worth it to invest on ignore magic defense early in the game? I don't think so. for a free-to-play player that doesn't have lots of zeni to experiment with their build, just pick Magic Attack. You won't regret it. And that's it for today's video. If you found this helpful, please give it a like and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe for more gaming content. Thanks, happy gaming.